Hello, everybody. Mike from Southern California again, and on today's episode of Voices, Big and Small, I'll be featuring Ocean Studios voice actor Brian Drummond. You'd all probably know him best from his work as Vegeta and Yajirobe and Fortune Teller Baba on the Ocean Studios dubs of Dragon Ball. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the work he's done over the years on his animes. So a couple of his first credits look like. Okay, so starting out, Brian was of course a graduate of the acclaimed Studio 58. Started out as a theater actor, but then eventually moved on to anime. One of his first pair of his first roles in anime happened in 1994 with Rama One Half, in which he voiced the characters of Yasukichi, the Egg Catcher Man, and Joe the Crepe King. As we move forward in time, of course, as I mentioned earlier, probably his most notable roles were were in Ocean Studio dubs of Dragon Ball Z in the 90s, where he voiced Vegeta, Yajirobe, Fortune Teller Baba, Vegito, and of course a few other roles in there. Basically, any and all forms of Vegeta, he was it in Dragon Ball Z for the Ocean Studios dub. Then also in 1996, he voiced Reiji Toshiro in Sanctuary. As we move forward in time, we come to 1999, where he voiced Knuckles in Sonic Underground, as well as Bolognius. Also in 1999, he voiced the role of Tiger of the Wind for the Fox Kids series Monster Rancher, in which he became a part of the main group to resurrect the Phoenix monster disc in that. He was Yashimoto in Cyber 6. And also in 1999, during Transformers Beast Machines, he was cast as Jetstorm in Beast Machines. Then as we get into 2000, he was the voice of Zax Marquise in Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, and he'd have a number of roles in the Ocean Studios dubs of the Mobile Suit series. Also in 2000, he voiced Aiden Avalon, Fujitaka Kinomoto, and Yoshiyuki Tanada in Cardcaptor Sakura, as well as being Hikaru Tsurugi in Kia the Metal Idol. He was also Alan Scherzer throughout the Escalafone series, and also in the Vision of Escalafone, he was Suzumu Amano. Now, mind you, in this is the Ocean Studios dub of the Vision of Escalafone series, not the more recent Funimation dub. This is from the Ocean Studios dub, which he part of. And then as we move into 2001, he was Jack Sisko and Oscar Hermeros in Zoid's New Century Zero. Then as we move forward, in Transformers Armada, he was Blur in 2002. Until he was cast as Blur in Transformers Armada. Then also in 2002, when Viz Media did, subcontracted the dub of Inuyasha, most notably he was Renkotsuku of the Seven Brothers, who is also Kageromaru and Joromaru, the two pieces of Naraku in Yasha. Also in 2002 and 2003, he would be cast as Hayato Shingo in Project Arms, in which he was one of 3 test subjects that were basically turned into human weapons. And they were basically come back to go after those who did that, to go back against the organization that did that, against the Project Arms. As we move forward again. Now, just letting you know, he's done a lot of cartoon work as well. I'm just focusing more on the anime here, just so you know. But in 2003, he was in Mega Man NT Warriors, a number of characters, most notably as Skullman, Heatman, and Snake Man in Mega Man NT Warrior in 2003. Then he had a few guest appearances on Master Keaton in 2003 as Alan, Travis, Mikami, and the petrol station clerk. Basically, they use the term petrol station, but basically the gas station guy, basically. And then in Zoid Fusers in 2003, he was cast as Blake. In Mobile Suit Gundam Seed, he was Andy Watfield and Kojiro Murdoch. Then he was brought back in 2004. Okay, that happened in 2004. And also in 2004, in Transformers Energon, he was brought in to voice Shock Blast, who actually looks a lot like Shockwave from the original Transformers series of the 80s. Then when we get to the Master Keaton OVA in 2004, he would voice the roles of Leon Hanna, the assistant professor Yamamoto, and Elijah's father. Also in 2004, during the second chapter of Project Arms, he came back as Hayato Shingo. Then in 2004, he reprised his roles as Heatman, Skullman, and then also was cast as Whaleman in Mega Man NT Warrior Access. And then also in 2004, he was Keith in Popotan. He was kind of the guy who, kind of a bit of a manipulator in that particular anime, which he was trying to manipulate the 3 girls who were traveling, who were time traveling and all that. Then in Transformers Cybertron in 2005, he was cast as Jetfire and Jolt. In Starship Operators in 2005, he was Koki Sakakibara and Louis Belmont. As we move forward in time again. In Oban Star Racers, he was Sadis and Colonel Toros. And then also in 2006, he was cast as Jimothy Cubage in Elemental Jalad. Now, if you guys have any, of course, follow-up questions as I'm premiering this, go ahead and ask as we're streaming and or as we're chatting. I'll be glad to answer any follow-up questions that I can going through this. In Powerpuff Girls Z 2006, he was Poncho and Tokyo Matsubara, and then he in the Ocean Dubs in the Ocean Studios dub of the first season of Shakugan no Shana, he was Marihim and Shiro. Then in Black Lagoon, he was Benny, and Wenzel Abe. And then he was also involved in some of the when Ocean Studios dubbed a couple of the Ghost in the Shell standalone complex movies. He was Saito in The Laughing Man and the Individual 11 in the second gig movie. Also, he was Ryuk, the Shinsengami, or the Shingami. He was Ryuk the Shinsengami in Death Note, as well as Suguru Shimura, one of the police detectives. He reprised his role as Benny in Black Lagoon: The Second Barrage in 2007. As I mentioned earlier, he was in the Individual 11 second gig movie as Saito. Let's see, what else here? In 2008, he was involved in Mobile Suit Gundam 00, in which he was Joyce B. Marino, Bring Stabby, Brian Stegmaier, and Homer Katagiri. Let's see. He was in the Iron Man Armored Adventures 2008 cartoon, Crimson Dynamo, Ironmonger, and O'Brien. He reprised his roles as Ryuk and Suguru Shimura in Death Note: Relight Visions of God in 2009. Yeah, let's see. In Nana in 2009, he was cast as Yasushi Yasu Takagi, a member of Nana's band. He reprised his role as Ryuk in Death Note: Relight 2 L's Successors. Was in a number of Marvel anime / cartoons too. As I said, Iron Man, Iron Adventures. He was in Astonishing X-Men 9 as Wolverine Logan. Let's see. He was also had a number of roles in My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. I know there are a bunch of bronies out there. That it was in 2010. It's been in Lego Ninjago. And I'm just kind of like many of these later works from, let's say, 2011 on are more cartoons or Western animation than actual anime. He was actually also involved in the Superbook remake in 2011 as a number of characters. So, yeah, not really much aside from a lot of cartoon voices here. Basically, that's about the gist of it. So that's pretty much the career. He's still active. He's doing more cartoon work now as opposed to anime. He reprised his role as Benny in Black Lagoon, Roberta's Blood Trail in 2013. And has been in a number of Marvel comic cartoons in the last few years that were been produced up in Canada. And again, number of this stuff is just more or less cartoons. I can get, if you ask me, if you really want to know, I can give some of the. Yes, and in 2017, he was brought into Funimation to voice the clone version of Vegeta during an episode of Dragon Ball Z. And as I said, he was in Mega Man Fully Charged as Principal 100 in 2018. That's actually fairly recent. That was 2018 that came out. So that was just last year. But basically, for the most part, that's the majority of his anime credits. He does have some he has a number of cartoon credits too. There are a number of cartoon voices that he's done, or what they sometimes call Western animation. So you guys might want to check him out. So you guys might want to check Brian Drummond out. He's primarily, probably his most famous works are probably, as I said, Vegeta, Yajirobe, and Fortune Teller Baba. A lot of the Vegeta offshoots in the Ocean Studios Dragon Ball Z dubs. Ryuk in Death Note. So you guys might want to check out more of his works. And if you like his works, I would encourage you, if you like his talent, you like his works, then I would encourage you to contact your local conventions, communicate with him that you want to see him at your local convention. Obviously a very talented individual, somebody that you guys should check out. So, anyways, if you guys check the links below, if you want to contact me directly, my Twitter handle is down there. You can go ahead and direct message me. You can always also comment on my videos or respond to me in tweets, what have you. As you will also see in the links, I am supporting a number of different dub studios that you guys might want to check out their products and the properties that they're dubbing. Also, as well as Fantasy Shots and Phoenix and a couple of newer companies that more recently hired on Vic. Let's see. I'm also promoting the GoFundMe's, and Tugs Indiegogo, that umbrella guy's Indiegogo. As always, guys, never feel like you have to give. If you have the ability to, and it's on your heart to do so, please consider donating. If you've already donated, please consider donating again. And if you're not in a position to donate, at least help. You can still help by sharing the links. That will always help out. And if you like this content, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Always look forward to the conversation with you guys. I look forward to when I premiere this on Friday. Hopefully we'll get a good crowd in. We can have a good conversation. If you guys have any follow-up questions or what have you, I'll be glad to answer them. So until Friday, guys, bye.